Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Chris. Why did I choose such a dramatic title for this video? Well, I think that the Leica SL2-s is an underrated camera, and here's why. The first thing is the SL2-s only has 24.6 megapixels on the sensor, as compared to 47 on the Leica SL2. So that is probably the biggest and widest gap that there is between the SL2 and SL2s in terms of choice, in terms of why people would go for the SL2 automatically instead of choosing the SL2s. But there is a few more things to know and consider about the S version. This camera is, I think, very good in low light. I've been shooting now weddings and lots of other events. In fact, I've only been shooting using this camera ever since I bought it some weeks ago or months now. And by the way, Leica is not paying me to say this. They're not even aware that I'm making this video. They'll find out in a few days. But the thing here is that I've been shooting only with this now, and I stopped using other cameras from other brands, surprisingly so, and that's something that never happened to me before. Even when I was shooting with other Leica cameras, this one really hit home to me, okay? Be it in terms of EVF, I mean, the resolution of the EVF is so sharp, it is so good, it's unreal, okay? Like you take any other camera after this and you go, okay, yeah, not bad, but what's happening to the EVF, okay? Not a big deal, but I did want to throw it out there and say it. If you're concerned and worried that you don't have enough megapixels, because I mean, you know, if 24 is not enough and you need 47, then sure, go for the SL2. But there's the multi-shot option. And that basically means that if you put this guy on a tripod, you can basically shoot one photo that is basically made up 8 photos, and each one basically you have the sensor that moves slightly like a pixel shift, and it will give you a resolution that goes almost up to 96 megapixels. The main reason why I went with the S is because I've been shooting some ads for Leica Switzerland for the M11 monochrome and for the Q3, and I shot everything on the SL2s. You can shoot videos, obviously in 4K, 60p, 10:2, 10-bit. You can also shoot in RAW via HDMI, which I didn't do, but you can. You have the feature to do that. The image quality is very good. And you can switch between photos and videos. Like, for example, when I was doing the shoot, I could just go in photo mode, take some photos, and switch back to video in an instant by pressing a button. In terms of image quality, I can only say that it's superb. So much so that when you shoot in black and white, high contrast black and white, which I tweaked a little bit, you can use the photos straight out of the camera. And I had a hard time to reproduce or emulate that specific black and white later on in post. That tells you a lot right there. I am the type of person that always edits the photos before posting them anywhere, using them, sending them to anyone. I always edit my photos a little bit, even just a basic edit. With the black and whites or even the color photos that come out of this camera, you can use them straight out of the camera. When you're on the go, like when I was in the holidays a few days ago, I could just transfer all my photos straight on my phone, download them. You can download DNG, JPEG, both, compress, whatever you want to download it, and you use it straight as it is. I mean, this is very cool. I was talking about video. One thing that I really like about video with this camera is the IBIS. The IBIS of the SL2s is really good. It comes from Panasonic. You can really see the collaboration. I've always had good feedback on the Panasonic IBIS. It's, to me, one of the best, if not the best I've ever used. So it is great to, on top of it, be able to stabilize your shot if you're shooting handheld and you don't necessarily have all, you know, the stuff you need, gimbals, tripods, and so forth, and you can just shoot like that. And all the ads I've shot so far for Leica Switzerland were shot handheld. In terms of construction, this is solid. It is well built. It is beautiful. It looks sleek. It looks premium. And I mean, it is weather sealed. It is well built. I have to say it is well built. I went on a boat with this camera, took some great shots. I mean, obviously I was not in the middle of a storm, but you know, I've been outside when it was raining. I've been in a place, you know, in a cave, natural cave here in Switzerland, and it is so humid. Like you have literally drops falling on the camera, and I didn't have any problem, any issue whatsoever. So why did I say this is an underrated camera? Because it does everything that the Leica SL2 does, besides obviously the 47 megapixels, but it does it really, really well. And it does more because it gives you that extra sensitivity. I mean, to me, in my personal humble opinion, this is the most versatile camera that Leica has to offer right now in their collection of cameras. This is the best line for professional work, but not only, you can also use this for holidays, you can use this just, you know, for everyday life. Yes, it is a bit big, it is a bit heavy, it is a bit bulky, but if you want that quality of photos, you can go with something smaller like a Q camera, but the Q camera will only give you a 28 millimeters lens, for example. You don't have the double slot for 2 SD cards. So professionally, I wouldn't use that for a wedding, for example, which I shot using this camera. I have 2 more weddings upcoming in the coming weeks, and I will be using only this camera because the quality that I find in the files is so good that I could not go back to something else. So that was my true, real opinion about this camera, why I think this is one of the best cameras from Leica. And that's why I think if you are considering to buy a Leica camera, you should definitely consider, you know, taking a look at this camera, try it out, go out, try to shoot, look at the image quality if you can. And yeah, let me know if you own an SL2 or an SL2S, why did you make that choice and what do you think about this camera? See you in my next video. Cheers.